Excellent! You will be intercepting a first-order train shipment of coax.
Yo, so just like you heard him say, he actually recognizes you if you come back on the ride. Now, how does that work? Well, you have to have the Disney Play app. So if you have the Disney Play app and you have it on while you're on the ride, your scores get recorded, and that's what this ride is all about. It's all about interactivity and cool things. Now I'm going to tell you straight up, my favorite part of the ride was not the ride itself, but was the line. And you must be like, Kenny, are you out of your mind? Who likes a line? Well, the line in this is immaculate. It is so crazy. And here's that was my buddy Carter getting our initial reaction to walking into the cockpit for the first time, and it is breathtaking. And this is all like pretty much part of the line. So even like in the standard line, it's really cool. There's so much to see. It feels like you're in a hangar in this planet, and it's pretty awesome. But once you get later on to the ride, you get to see the ship and be in the ship and hang out for a while and sit where they played that chess game, and it is amazing. It is so cool. You feel like a Star Trek guy. That's a joke. I'm just kidding. You feel like a Star Wars guy. See that? I just wanted to make some people angry. But you feel like Dr. Spock. But it is amazing. Like, that's just so cool. Walking around, looking at all the things, and like, wow, it's real. The Millennium Falcon is real. And then when you step into that cockpit, you're like, whoa, it is amazing. It's immersion. My immersion, right? You want that immersion, and this ride gives it to you. But I'm going to say this, and it's going to be like, people are going to be like, what? The ride, quick review, I like Star Tours better. And I'm going to tell you why. The best part of this ride, like I said, I'll repeat myself. I kind of tend to repeat myself. But is everything leading up to the ride. Now, I'm not saying the ride is bad in any way. But the visuals on the ride is where everything kind of falls apart. Because everything was so amazing and attention to detail. And then you get on the ride, and the visuals of the ride are very much like a PlayStation 4, maybe at some points, maybe even PlayStation 3. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of, well, it's lacking. And I was really wanting to see what Disney would do, because I've heard this ride was going to be interactive. You're going to pilot this, you're going to do all this stuff. And I was like, yo, Disney's going to bring some like crazy supercomputer and make this look like the movie, but you get to play it. And the visuals weren't that great. It's hard to see off this video until you see it yourself. You see, that's why Star Tours to me is a lot better, because the visuals, it's movie quality, right? You're really feels like you're going through these scenes in Star Tours. You're flying through the planet. And one thing is, when you make the jump to light speed, it is on the blurry side. It is not like visually that amazing. The jump to light speed looks better on Space Mountain, I'll have to say that. But going back, we're going to talk to some about the ride itself and review each thing. Now, in this ride, you have 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers, right? So we'll talk about the pilots first. The pilots, there's one pilot that moves the ship left to right. There's another pilot that moves the ship up and down and takes you into light speed. And there's a few other buttons that you have to push in there, or leave some brakes and so forth or whatnot. But that part is amazing. There's going to be a lot of people excited and happy when they get pilot, and there'll be some people that'll be sad and be like, oh, kind of bummed that they didn't get pilot. But about being a pilot, there is no free range. This ride is pretty much an on a rails shooter. So what I mean by on the rails is kind of like just like a thing. You're on the rails. You know, if you ever played like a light gun game where you have a set path. Now within that path, you have a variety of motion that you can do. So you have a big square that you can move up, down, left, and right, but you're not flying around and doing flips and I'm gonna go to this planet instead. It's on the rails. So the pilot role is pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie, especially trying to dodge and not hit things and so forth, and that takes some coordination. I'm like, yo, let's go left, go down. You got to talk to your co-pilot. And in that scene, you see my daughters. They're the pilots on this run. I got to be pilot once. We rode the ride 3 times, so I can talk about every role. Now, if you're a gunner to me, it's kind of cool, but it was a bit disappointing because it's not what you think when you are doing a gunner role, right? When you think a gunner role, you would think you would have a screen and you would have, things, but you don't really have the screen. You just have these 3 buttons, and these 3 buttons is high, medium, and low. So putting that in fighting game terms. So, hey, there you go. That's a good way to put it. High, medium, low. So if there's a ship above you, you hit them with the high, ship it right in the middle, hit them with the low, or actually the mid, and if they're below you, hit them with the low. And that's how gunning works. And it's pretty cool. It's not as cool as having a joystick, but it's a decent role, and it's the same thing for both sides. And our engineer is basically, you're the engineer. You have to fix the ship, and it works like quick time events in Shimu or Resident Evil 4. So these buttons come up, and you got to push them real fast, and the faster you push them, the better score you get, and it's pretty cool. Now the engineer is way in the back, but you got the coolest looking seat in the ship, so that's pretty cool. Now, with that said, I talked about how the visuals kind of take you out of my immersion, and some of the roles aren't as great as the pilot or whatnot, but I think if you go on a group with friends or family, if your whole family goes on the ship, I think that would be a lot of fun. You can fight your uncle or your sister to get that pilot role, but like I said, I've not been a pilot. It is still a cool ride. I would actually give the ride a 7 out of 10. Yeah, a 7 out of 10. Everything else is amazing and impeccable. What else can I say about this ride? It's cool. It's a lot of fun. 2 hours, I would wait and be like, yeah, okay, that was cool. Anything above 2 to like we got 3 hours, like, oh man, so 3 hours, and like I said, and it's not the end of the world if you don't get the pilot, because I'll give you guys a pro tip, right? Go right now. If you're from out of town, or if you're nearby and you're thinking of doing a trip to Disneyland and you're scared of the crowds, go, because right now the crowds are not there because they put some strict lockout on season passes. And it's funny, the thing about Disneyland, it is 85% season pass holders, and everyone is from SoCal, so they usually get the cheaper one. This is what I have, man. Hey, I got daughters, they like Disneyland. I like doing the dad thing. Hey, what can I say? I'm gotta be a good dad. But go now, because all those guys are blocked out, and lines are looking like maybe 35 at the most. I've seen it was 2 hours, and that changes throughout the day, and it goes to 35 because I guess this ride has a high capacity of moving people. So with that said, guys, the ride is a lot of fun. I hope you guys get to experience it, and if you have experienced it, give me a rating below of what you thought compared to my rating. And if you go in the future, then go and check it out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my review. This is Kenny. I'll be coming out with a Star Wars thing. No, the review of the lightsaber. Well, anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Stay awesome.